I'll tell
I
him.
love telescopes.
I don't even really know what he's talking about. What was it? Like what is it?
Um, the James Webb Telescope.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think it's a fancy telescope they have.
It's supposed to be large, right? It's like
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
And that's it. What's it pointed to?
The sky.
Are we gonna see anything? Like it'd have to be at. I think telescopes are cooler at nighttime, right?
Yeah, they're definitely cooler at night.
Just
I mean, we
straight
can
at
look
the
at,
sun. Just look straight at the sun. Trevor,
but you
come
can
here.
look at other places. Like if it's far enough away, I think you could still see it in the daytime.
Yeah, and how
Like
large
you
it
could look for
is.
like Saturn or something, and you could see that in the daytime if it's on our hemisphere of Earth.
We might even we could check like if there's anything visible because on certain days of like the month, like things are more visible than others. I think.
Right, right. Yeah, like like they have that whole Mercury and retrograde thing, right? Where like people who believe in horoscopes, if stuff's going bad for them, like during the week, they're like, oh, it's just Mercury and retrograde, bro. Like,
It's that Mercury. You see Saturn in the sky, like that's why I'm having a
dude, I
crappy
lost my
day.
job, crashed my car. Like, that's fucking Mercury's fault, dude.
Must be nice to have something to blame it on, like to just
Yeah,
fall back on it. Makes you feel
exactly. Yeah,
better. I would feel better,
I'm perfect. It's the planets that got me all fucked up.
obviously. So what? Did you just get your power back or what?
I got it back yesterday, shortly after I told you. But I don't know. I figured since we already moved it, we'll just keep it today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, someone did totally run into like a pole, and like they closed down the whole street.
Oh, you know
Uh,
that for sure. They ran into a pole like
yeah,
a car.
yeah. Like I drove by it after I went to go get food or something, and then I saw there's like a pole like fallen over, and police like blocking the whole street off and shit. I'm like, damn,
What a dumbass.
because like the power went out, and then I heard like a doom, like like something exploded in the distance, right? I was like,
No,
god damn, like something happened.
you got in
So
your car
that's
right
why.
away. You're like all nosy.
Nah, I was just chilling because I was like, man, I want to see if it comes back on or if it's gonna take a while. And then that's when I messaged you. I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
this is risky.
that's funny. Actually, I've because sometimes when I go to bed, like they'd be like racing outside, like not right
Oh
outside my house,
shit!
but you could hear like cars racing, and I always hear like skirts, like skirt, like really loud. But I've
Like they hit the
never,
brakes or
yeah, or something, because it's just like
gotcha.
residential. So if you're going that fast, like you can't, like
Like,
you're gonna,
calm down, bro. There's kids out
yeah.
here.
But I never want to hear it. Like I would hate for this to happen, but I've never heard like after that skirt a crash,
Hmm.
like ever. And I'm like, is today the day? Like I'm gonna hear that crash. Okay, I want to hear it
It's
one
my
time, but
first
I
one.
want him to crash into not another person, maybe like a tree or
Oh
something. And I
yeah,
want
just
him to
wreck
be
their own car,
fine too. Like I want him to be okay, but I just want to hear that crash though.
dude. I've heard that crash from my window before.
Oh
I'll be
really?
working. I'll be here working at home, and then I just hear like the screech, and then I just hear somebody like yelling like what the fuck, like I mean they're fine obviously, but it's just like it's
Dude,
comical in some way. Also, it's kind of fucked up because that would ruin your day, right? You get in an accident,
I would
but
totally record that. Just like sneak like from your window. That'd be a
oh
great
shit,
video.
you're just like spying on it. Like, hey, what are you doing? Get away from here!
Catches you.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I need a dash cam just in case someone ever hits me. I feel like I've always wanted one, but like I never got one set up.
I know a lot of people who actually have one, but I don't know. I feel like there's this. It could be totally made up. Maybe I just made it up, but I feel like there's this effect that
Hmm.
if you're recording something in a car, something always happens. Like you
Oh,
see like
okay.
those videos on YouTube, and like someone's like has their iPhone now and they're recording, and like something always happens. Like what are the
Hmm.
chances of something always happening with the car with their like iPhone playing and then like something wrong, like they get into a crash or they see something really messed up. I'm like, whoa, what are the odds of them catching that, you know?
Right, right. So you think when you get a dash cam, you're more likely to get into an accident? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, or just like any kind of like recording going on in the car, like
Hmm.
your chances of something happening is like higher.
Interesting. We'll have to
Like,
test that. Maybe I'll get one and I'll like
No,
I'll
but
start keeping
the
track.
the thing is, don't get one. Like if you get one, something's gonna happen. If you don't get one, you'd probably be fine.
But then like if I don't get one and something happens, then I won't be able to like show it to anybody.
Bro, you gotta run that risk, bro.
Dude. Dude, I think I remember reading a story that they followed a similar logic back in like Native Americans and stuff when they were crossing like icy rivers or something. They would say don't pack like an extra pair of moccasins because then that means you're gonna get the first ones wet. Like
Yeah.
if you don't, yeah, it's the same logic, right? Like if you don't
Because
bring
you
the
know
moccasins,
you know you have some, so you're like, oh,
right? You're like, oh, I'll just jump in the water with my feet and like whatever. I have spares, right? But
that's
they're like,
funny.
oh, if you don't bring it, then you won't ever need to use it.
I had a similar logic with like like in Bible they're like, oh, like the end of days is coming and like he's gonna come back when you least expect it. And when I was a kid, I'm like, like what if like every day I just expect it to happen? Like then
Yeah.
like it'll never happen because then every day I'm just like, oh, today's the day. But the Bible says it's gonna happen when you least expect it, so it just will never happen.
Did you actually like think that? Like, did you believe that it was gonna happen that day?
No,
Like
but
today's the
I didn't. But I thought like if I think it's gonna happen today, like then
yeah,
it won't happen
right.
because I expect it to happen. So like I thought when I was a kid, I was like, oh, like I'm saving everyone. Like today's not the day because I think it's gonna happen. Like you were all
Yeah,
like saved.
dude. Me and my friends from when we were like uh in Christian stuff, we were always like, oh, dude, the world's
Christian
gonna
stuff.
end. Like I could feel it. Like it's gonna happen, right? And then so I guess we are doing the same thing, but I think I don't think we thought we were gonna stop it from happening. We're just like, bro, it's gonna happen. Like we gotta start prepping. Like let's get a bunker and like fucking
Go halvesies on a bunker.
yeah, dude.
You can I feel like that's like a new real estate market that's opening up. I think like especially with
Bunkers.
like coronavirus going out, like if you have like a quarantine space, but
Yeah.
it's like underground, which is interesting. Like obviously you could buy property like above ground, but I wonder how the tax laws work like underground, you know?
Damn, I don't know. I would imagine it's the same, right? It's like as long as you own that property, whether you're above or below the ground, it's like I don't think it would change.
Yeah, but you can because there's depth to it now too. And there's only so far you can go down as well. But I think I
Yeah.
heard there are layers, like there are literally like layers of bunkers. So like if your
Mm,
bunker is like on the there's like 5 layers and you're on like the very most bottom one.
right. I mean, it's kind of like stories, multiple stories on a house, right? You have like layers.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like low key mole people. Like we'll never run out of space.
Yeah, dude. They have really cool houses like built out of rocks and stuff too. I've seen like they're just built into mountains, and I mean it's super. It looks super cool and organic, but it's also kind of safe, right, from a lot of things that would damage normal materials.
Yeah, that's a specific type of architecture. I forget what the name is, but there's a name for that. You use
Oh, really,
like the geographic surroundings to your advantage.
dude?
It's pretty
That'd be
sick.
sick. Yeah.
There's been even houses that are like built around a tree, like the tree's like protruding from the middle of your house.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's some like rich people shit right
That's goals right there.
there. One
To build
day,
a house like that, yeah.
that'd be sick. But besides the power outage, everything good
Yeah,
on the week.
everything's good. I was running on the trail this week, and I don't know. Usually people will say like hi to you, right? Like, oh hey, how's it going? Good morning, you know. But this one lady, I was running by her, and then she just looked at me and she's like, "Run on the grass." And I was like, "What?" And she's just like, "Run on the grass." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So
No explanation. She just told you to.
no, I didn't even say hi. She just looked at me and said, "Run on the grass," and I was like, "Oh." And for a second, I didn't do it. I was like, "Nah, like I'm not gonna let her tell me what to do." And then I was like, "Wait a second, like what if it's better for my feet or something?" And so then I did hop over.
Were you on concrete?
I was on like asphalt. It
Mm.
wasn't like sidewalk. It was like the stuff they use for streets, but just old.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad then, because it is like grass is not as harsh on your like your shins or stuff. It's like better for you for sure than like concrete, but asphalt isn't too bad because it's like it has a little cushion. It's not like shockful on your limbs.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so
funny.
maybe yeah, it was just funny like she just I don't know, most people would just be like high or something, right? But
She's just looking out for you, bro.
she's like, "Nah, your legs need to be healthy, dude. Get on the grass."
Speaking of like people, I actually went to the mall yesterday. There was
Oh,
like, dude, hella people there.
I
Hella
bet.
people.
It's like everything's open again.
I haven't seen that many people in one place in so long. It
you,
was even hot. Like that's how many
you look
people was there.
traumatized, bro. You like
It was like, and even it was a little. It wasn't too bad, but there was lines to get because I think there's still limited capacity, like to
yeah,
get into the stores because the stores are smaller than the mall itself.
right, right.
So if you wanted to go like to the Nike store, that was the worst one of all. There's like a line to get in. It kind of wrapped outside like the mall.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, it was still a good time. It was nice to see kind of people living their lives again, getting a
Yeah.
little back to normal.
I'm sure a lot of people with their kids out, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
tons of kids. It was
They're probably
cool.
so like pent up inside. They just need to let them run free a little bit.
Yeah, and the mall has some cool stuff too. I seen them. They have these like Tron motorbikes or whatever for like little
What?
kids. So
That's sick.
they just be like riding in the mall on those things. They're fast too.
Dude, I want one of those. Fuck it.
You can, dude, because I seen like this dad and he's like big and he was riding on it with his like little daughter.
Bro.
So it could take like some weight.
Dude, I'm
You
gonna
could
use
definitely
that to
get
get
one.
my groceries from now on. Like, dude, the store's so close. I could totally just hop on the Tron bike and get there.
Yeah. You just need like a backpack or something, like one of those DoorDash like big old square
Yeah.
backpacks.
Oh yeah, dude, that's sick. Which mall
Yeah.
did you go to? What was it? The
Ontario Mills.
Oh yeah, that one's
Yeah.
huge.
It's pretty nice. Victoria Gardens is also nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did mess up though when I went to the mall. When I got there, I went to hot dog on a stick. Have you ever been to hot dog
Okay.
on a stick?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I don't even like hot dogs. I mean, corn dogs because
Corn
they sell
dogs.
corn dogs there. Like I don't like corn dogs, but I like the corn dogs from there.
Really?
Yeah,
It's because they're
because
fresh, or
they're they're crispier. Like the bread is crispy. I get the one with the cheese in it. That one's pretty good.
oh, okay.
But I think their highest, even though it's called like hot dog on a stick, I think their most popular item is their lemonade. Like their
Yeah, the lemonade's
lemonades,
bomb there,
it's so freaking good. Best lemonade I ever had.
dude. They make that shit fresh too.
Oh, it's like a thirst quencher. So I get a lemonade before like going to the mall. That's the first place I go. Get the lemonade. Get the largest one. It's like real. I didn't
Okay.
realize it was that large. $5,
Right.
super large. And then I'm like, all right. And I start walking the mall, and then I mess up because I have to like freaking carry this thing everywhere.
yeah.
And the mall's huge,
Yeah.
and it's so annoying. And like I can't even hold it like in a cool way because it's so heavy. So if I hold it from like the top like this and like keep it like down by my side, I almost dropped it. Like the lid came off, but then I kind of like caught it, and then I was like, damn, I can't
Did you
hold it.
spill some of it?
No, I didn't spill a drop, which was
Okay.
pretty cool.
All right.
But I was like, damn, I can't hold it like this. So I literally had to like hold it like this, like at my side the whole time, like a freaking nerd.
Dude,
Uh,
that's like a mile around the mall too. It's huge.
oh, the mall is
Dude,
so
it's probably
big.
like an extra weight. You probably burn calories just probably burn all the calories you got from drinking that lemonade just holding it.
I
Like,
think it was like I think saw that it was like 600 calories drinking that
god
whole thing.
damn.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. That was even like by the end of it, I was like, man, like I didn't even finish this thing. Like I could have gotten a small.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like tiring too. I was like, man, am I weak or is this like my hand was like this the whole time, and I was like, damn, I had to switch off like every so often.
yeah.
Biggest mistake.
Your eyes were a little bit bigger than your stomach there.
Yeah, I don't even like. Yeah, I would have been fine with a small for sure next time. And
Yeah,
it was
dude.
warm too, like because
Oh,
you're holding it like by the
the ice
middle.
melts.
Yeah, and then your hands are warm and it takes away the coldness. Goes
Dude,
into
you
like
messed up.
equilibrium. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I made a mistake similar to that. I was looking up recipes online trying to find like a new thing I could meal prep, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll try this recipe, and it wanted like sweet potatoes, carrots, lentils, like all this stuff, right? So I go out, I buy it, I come back and I make it, and then like, dude, I tried it after I made it, and I was like, this is not good. Like, I do not like it.
Ah, damn.
So I was like, I tried it a couple different times after I made it, and I was like, man, I should have
Like
made a smaller batch.
like the same batch. Like you
Yeah,
tried to eat it. Yeah, you
yeah, like I
gotta.
made a big batch. I was like, oh yeah, like I'll just meal prep it and then I'll eat it like throughout the week. And I was like, man, this is I don't know, it was like too sweet or something. I just did not enjoy it.
What made you like go for it? Like it sounds good, but like was there something like about the recipe? Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be bomb.
Nah, I was just like, I want something different than what I usually get, and like I'll just try this random. It had like a lot of stars online. People voted. They're like,
Mm,
oh, I like this thing. I was like, okay, well, if they like it, then I'll probably like it too, right? But
yeah.
I was wrong.
Dang.
Pretty
So you just
sad.
made a huge ass bunch, a
Yeah,
batch, huge batch.
yeah.
Dang. That's the luck of the draw, dude.
Yeah, I learned my lesson though. I'll just make a smaller bunch next time,
Yeah, that's
and
smart.
then save the materials. Maybe I'll find a different recipe that uses the same stuff. Right.
I don't blame you though, because like if it sounds good on paper and like a bunch of people are saying it, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah. See, I mean, I would have bought the large lemonade too. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, brothers.
Do they still have the Rainforest Cafe there in?
They do. Uh, I don't remember if I passed it. I wasn't looking out for it, but I know it's been there. Yeah,
Yeah, that
on the
one's sick.
corner.
Sometimes they used to have a skate park there too, like a Vans
Inside the
skate
mall?
park inside the mall. Yeah, I don't know if they still do, but I remember going there as a kid and they had that for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dang. I don't remember that in the mall. That's pretty sick though. But I also I went to the mall yesterday and I went the day before, but
What?
not for shopping though. Same mall, the Ontario Mills. Um, Me and my coworkers were like, "Oh man, what are we gonna eat?" Like no one knew what they wanted to eat, and like when someone said they knew what they wanted, they're like, "Oh no, no, I don't want that." But then I came with the epiphany. I was like, "Wait, the mall's like 5 minutes away from here. Why don't we just go to the food court
Oh,
at the mall?" And I don't know why it took me. I've been working there for over a year, and I don't know why it took me this long to like think of this idea. But the
yeah.
mall, like food court, it's like the prime like lunch spot. I feel it's like the
There's so many
best.
options.
So many options, and like now you can sit down at the small, so you could like sit down there
Yeah.
and like you could like people watch.
Was it
uh
busy? Like a lot of people were there?
no, that was the best thing because it's like a
Hmm.
weekday,
Yeah, I
so
would think on a weekday, like around lunchtime, a lot of people would be going there, but I guess it just depends how many different companies are around the mall that work there.
no, that's true. uh to be honest, that day I thought it was like when I got there I was like, oh, there's a good amount of people, but the only reason why I say it wasn't that packed because I went the next day, and
Oh,
bro,
I see.
that was hella packed. I was like, no, that
Yeah.
was nothing.
Yeah, compared to the weekends, I see. That
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
it's pretty cool. But let's get into some of the topics of this week.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've heard, but we have some fallen comrades
Oh, I
this week.
know.
Freaking Prince Philip.
Prince Philip, yeah.
Prince
And
Philip,
DMX.
my favorite ghoul. And dude, he's 99.
Well, he was married to Queen Elizabeth, right? Or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And Queen Elizabeth, I thought, because by the looks of it, Philip looks way older than Elizabeth, right? Like
Yeah. But
he
he's
looks.
younger than her.
No, no, no. He is older, but
He is
Elizabeth is
older.
Elizabeth's only 4 years younger though.
Oh,
So it's like, damn, bro, like
dude.
you lived a hard
She's like
life.
she's like, finally, I'm free.
She's single now.
Yeah. Hell
I,
yeah, I'm
s-
coming for you.
I saw
Like,
like a meme that she's like on freaking Tinder now.
oh my god, dude. That's horrible.
Yeah, actually, when like old couples, I don't know like if this is true, but like old couples when one of them goes, like not too
Yeah.
long after like the second one goes.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. But I think it depends on the size of your family, who else is there. Like if you have other people there that are like keeping you company, then maybe
Mm.
you won't succumb to the loneliness, I guess.
So it's like by distress, like that. That's how they.
Yeah, or I don't know. I don't think like like I guess they have a choice. Like they're holding on to life, I guess, while they're living with that person,
Mm.
and then when somebody dies, they're just like, oh, like just take me, like they
Right.
kind of give up, I guess. They stop.
I've always wondered what that feeling's like. It's like holding on. Like, is it just
Yeah.
something you like turn on and off? You're just like, okay, now you just like set
It's like
yourself
waking
free.
up in the morning, like the alarm goes off, you're like, oh, should I wake up or should I just sleep in? And then you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna sleep, and
Permanent sleep.
that's it, dude.
Can you learn this power? I wonder.
Yeah, you can.
Dang, that's
I could
crazy.
teach you.
Just like play possum. You're just like, Grandpa. I remember.
Dude.
I remember you said you would play that trick if you had like
Oh, I would
grandchildren.
totally do it. I would totally do it. I'll just be like, hold my breath, like with my eyes closed. Grandpa. Jump at them.
Dude, that's hilarious. DMX too, though. Rest in peace.
Rest
Um,
in peace.
please bring him back. I thought he was gonna pull through. Like, they were giving like updates like every day, but
Yeah.
dude, that sucks.
Yeah, I thought X was gonna give it to him one last time, but
Give it to me one more time.
he
That
didn't.
uh, don't be mad, but so I know DMX. I know like his like music and stuff, but I didn't know what he looked like. He was
Oh
like
my
one of
god.
those like that was like I enjoyed his music, but
Bro.
I enjoyed his content, kind of like Christopher Nolan. Like if you show
Yeah.
me a picture of Christopher Nolan, I wouldn't know what he looked like, but I love his stuff.
Okay.
He was just like one of those.
You're not a true fan
I guess I wasn't, but
then.
I rocked with his stuff.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see, you know what he looks like now though, right?
yeah. I saw what he looks like now. I thought it
Okay.
was time.
Right. Now that he's gone, you
Yeah,
wanted to remember him.
yeah. Now he's in my memory for good. He did not look like what I thought. I thought he was gonna be like a burlier man, like
Oh
bigger,
yeah.
because his voice is so like booming.
Yeah.
He has this like a screaming voice.
Yeah.
It was made to scream, like to
Dude,
yell.
yeah. Did you hear anything about like his life a little bit? Like about his past and well, he died from like a drug overdose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. No. Did you have any facts about? I don't know
Yeah,
too much about his background.
I saw an interview and he was talking about like the first time he did the drug, I guess, that killed him. And it was his uncle. Apparently, his uncle gave him like a blunt, like a weed blunt that was laced with like meth or something. And he was 11, so he gave him.
11.
He was
Damn.
11, dude. And ever since then, he said he never thought about anything else, I guess, than meth. He was just like hooked since like 11.
Dude, that's crazy. But
That's
like,
fucked up.
that's some hardcore stuff to get an 11-year-old. Even the weed,
Oh
like
yeah,
anything that creates a high like that to give to at a young age. Of course, you're gonna. That's like the best thing you've ever experienced, right?
right.
It's
And that
it's too
just
good.
screws their balance up. Their brain's still developing, right? So I don't know. It uses the chemicals in the brain to determine how to react to things. And if you add some super high dose of this other chemical while it's trying to learn how to adapt to the world, then it's gonna adapt to that and get used to it. And I don't know, kind of sets you off for your whole life.
Dude, that's like the turn. That was a turning point in his life. That's probably maybe that's why he worked so hard. He was like 11-year-old. Like, man, I need to get a lot of this stuff.
He's just
It's
like,
so expensive.
dude, yeah, that and the fact that meth probably it's a stimulant, so it probably made him like super, excited and shit. So he's like, yeah, yeah, yelling at
it changed his voice the first time he took it. He's like, yeah.
X, go give it to you.
Oh my god. Maybe his uncle was named X too.
Oh,
He gave it to him.
that's fucked.
But yeah, what an iconic voice to be gone so soon. It also got me thinking of like other golden voices out there, how sad it's
Mm.
gonna be when they're gone. Like some that came to mind, like the voice of SpongeBob. Uh, Mark Hamill does a lot of voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman. Um, Michael Buffer, the guy who says like "Let's get ready to rumble," like in the
Yeah.
like boxing. Bro, I learned that for him to say those words, like 5 or 6 words, he gets minimum 100K, like 100
Damn.
to like 300K, and sometimes he'll just fly out for the main event just to say that, just to announce.
That he's like, give me the millions, and then just let loose.
That's so crazy. But yeah, his voice is iconic. A lot of these guys, even uh, another good one, the guy who plays Kronk, or like the guy
Wrong.
from
Oh
Empire
yeah,
State. Yeah,
yeah.
I love his voice. His voice cracks me up.
Dude, he's an actor too, right? Like,
Yeah, he actually came out in the first time I seen him was before I even knew his Kronk, Seinfeld. He came out. He was a character in Seinfeld,
oh okay.
but now he does a lot of voice acting. I saw a video of his, and he was like reviewing other people like doing his characters, and he was like kind of coaching them. Like he knew a lot of like terms of like the diaphragm and like uh, a lot of terms I don't even remember, but he's legit. Like he knows how to
Right.
like accentuate his voice, and he
He knows
probably
what he's doing.
yeah, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You just you don't expect like voice actors. You just expect them to come into the booth and like say a few lines and then go home. But some of them have to kind of train their voice or kind of keep it loose or
Yeah.
uh, yes.
Some of them do a bunch of different characters too. Like, I know in recent history, there's the guy who did Rick and Morty. He did a bunch of the characters, and then
Mm.
um, the dude Hanna Barbera from Cartoon Network did a bunch of characters. I think he did like Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, like basically of the whole crew back then. So yeah, I mean, once you kind of learn that and you get into the that environment and doing those jobs, and just more and more people pick you up, and you can pretty much voice the whole show if you have a big enough range.
Yeah, you have to like
Yeah,
really get into it too, because a lot of it's like even in the face, like to make like a certain voice, you need to like just kind of like play
yeah.
with your face or something to get into the mode.
Dude, actors do that too, right? Like for certain characters, they'll change the way they talk to come off a certain way.
Yeah,
Like not just like Western, but just change their voice. It doesn't even have to be an accent, really. Just the way that they pronounce stuff.
mm-hmm. It even helps them if they like maybe like poise themselves a certain way, gives them like the
Ugh.
confidence or whatever,
Yeah,
like makes them feel like bigger
I'm
or
the Batman.
Christian Bale. But I feel like it's like a kind of like a lottery ticket if you have like a nice voice. Like
Yeah.
I remember there was a story not too long ago. I wonder where he is now, but there's like a homeless man off the street, and he had like a really nice speaking voice. And I think they gave him like a job as an announcer and
What?
like a news team. But yeah, they cleaned him up.
Dude, how
And
did they
he's
find out he had a nice voice? They're like,
I don't know. Someone did. He went viral. Like someone like was talking to him. They must have like, man, you have a nice voice. Let me record you. And they just went viral from there, and they picked him up.
that's wild, dude.
It's
That's
pretty
sick
cool.
though. It changed his whole life, I bet.
Yeah, it's like It's like a skill because even like pronouncing things well is a skill.
Enunciate.
Yeah, and being able to enunciate. I have terrible enunciation, as I've
Yes,
learned.
I also have terrible enunciation. I'm trying
It,
to do it better now, but
and if you think about it too much, I feel like it messes you up too.
yes, it changes the way that it changes the way that you say words.
And then you start like not using some words because you know you're
Yeah.
gonna mess them up, or like some letters even. Like my S's are terrible.
Dude, I feel like I notice when I don't even notice when I'm saying it, but I notice when someone else does something that I do more than when like I do something. Like if
Mm,
I see someone up there and they say, instead of saying going to, they say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." Like
mm,
I notice that they're saying gonna, and then I'm like, "Wait, I say gonna sometimes, right?" But
yeah,
like when I say it, I don't even think about it. I'm like, "Oh, whatever." Like it's just how I talk, you know.
I think about that too. Like, I feel like that's more in the realm of like proper grammar, right? Like
Right.
it just depends on who's your audience.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna say gonna like with us. I'm not gonna say like going to. I am
Right.
going to the mall and get
But
into
like you're
some
giving
escapades.
a you're giving a presentation at school or something. You're
Yeah.
not gonna drop a gun on the professor, like.
I don't know.
So
I might still drop that gonna.
I don't think so.
No,
No.
I
I
would
think
drop the gonna.
I think you'd subconsciously would hold it back. You'd be like, nah, it's not a place to drop a gun at. This isn't
Yeah. At
it's not the
work,
right
I
situation.
might not drop a gonna. Like, yeah,
You have a work meeting? Yeah.
yeah,
Can you
would
get
not
that
drop the gun.
can you get that done for me? Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. I mean,
So
maybe that would work.
sometime what also slips, and I'm like, damn, like sometimes I apologize, but sometimes I don't. I just like let it ride. Um, some like in Spanish, like when you're talking, sometimes I'll end it with like or what, like okay. It's just like a friendly. It's not friendly, but it's just like the way I talk. It's like
Okay.
it's like a friendly way of like, hey, like, are you going to the mall or what? Like, but
Oh, yeah,
sometimes when
yeah.
I say or what, like when it translates to English, if you say or what at the end, like it comes off a little aggressive.
Right.
Like when you're talking like coworkers or like even your boss, but I don't mean it to come off like that. But sometimes just like, fuck.
Like when you talk to Farahani, you're like, so are we gonna have a problem or what?
You see my dilemma.
Yeah, yeah.
But like in
You just
Spanish, when you say okay at the end, it's not aggressive. It's just like literally that's how you say it.
like you want to do something else. That's what you're saying, basically,
Yeah,
right?
like giving them options or like, but it doesn't translate as
Nah.
nicely into
In
English.
English, you're like, you better do this or else,
Yeah, and I've
like,
caught
what are you gonna
myself.
do about it? Huh?
I said it to my supervisor, but he's cool. Like we be cussing all the time. Like close
Yeah.
that door, and he'll just be like oh man, this guy's such an asshole. Blah blah blah. Just like cussing up a storm, and so we're cool like that. But still, I try to be proper for the
Yeah.
most part. And then I left his office, and I was like, hey, do you want me to close this door or what? And then like when I said that, I was like, but I just let it ride. He was like, no, you could leave it open. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I left. I was like, damn, like gotta watch
Oh,
it.
if you're cool with him like that, I'm sure he wouldn't care. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Even if you're cool, like even if I was a supervisor and like I'm cool with, I feel like there's still a line that needs
right.
to, because even if we're cool, like if someone else would have heard that, then like I don't know, there might be a problem.
You were scarred by your past experience of using that. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. So a lot of thinking going on, like figuring out how to talk to like everyone, but
Yeah.
it's a process.
Yeah. I feel you. It's a little bit easier for my job because I just work from home. So I'm like, I know when I'm going to talk to someone, like, oh, you ready to talk on the phone? I'm like, sure. And then,
Yeah,
I'm prepared, ready
and
to
if
enunciate.
and if you like mess up, you could just like hang up on them or just like connection lost.
Uh, sorry. I just hang up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
No, I
go-to.
don't do that. I just mute myself and then I'm like, oh, sorry, I was muted. And then, like,
I always think that like I remember this one coworker of mine. Um, he was they were asking about him, so we have like an engineering meeting, and they were like asking him a question, and I knew he was in his cubicle, like on the other side. I couldn't see him, but I knew he was there because I could hear him. And then they were asking him in the meeting, hey, I'll call him Corey. Like, hey, Corey, like, are you there? They need something from him. I can hear him rustling. I can hear like them asking via his computer. I'm just like, bro, I know he's there. And then
he's
everyone
just,
everyone in the meeting's like, oh, like your mic's off. Like if you're saying anything, and then I could just hear him rustling, doing whatever in there, and I'm like, I know he's there, but I'm not gonna like snitch on him. And they're like, all right, well, we'll just get back to him later. Like, well, I'll just talk to him. He must be like doing something like busy.
no,
I
he's
was
just
like,
on the call. He's like, I'm not answering these fools right now.
yeah, it's kind of
Damn.
important too. But dude, they would never know, you know.
Right. Unless you snitched on him.
Yeah, I could have been that guy, but I'm not. I'm one of the good ones. I'm on everyone's team.
Yeah, dude.
Did you read anything interesting this week?
Did I read anything interesting?
Yeah, like anything in the news.
Nah, just like the stuff about what DMX. Oh, Prince Philip. He's been to like 134 countries or something like that.
Oh, honored.
He's been to 134.
Oh, been to. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was like born in Greece and then brought over to England. So he had a crazy life, I guess. But I don't know. I was thinking about it. Like we each have our adulthood, kind of like our adulthood to make an impact, and that's like our time on the planet, right? And then from then on, it's someone else's time, and then you hand it over to like the new generation, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, he could
I
have
don't know.
handed it over a little faster. I think. Like he was holding on.
I don't think he made any impactful like changes the last 20 years of his life, though. Like he's probably
Ah,
just trying to get the tea and biscuits, fucking
he's just enjoying. He deserves it though. Like there's a time to make your mark, but there's also a time to like reflect and enjoy.
right.
And I hope he was doing that.
Oh, dude. I bet he was
Yeah,
looking like Casper, but
dude, he looks like one of those. You ever play Fallout?
yeah,
He looked like one of those
yeah,
Fallout ghouls, dude.
yeah. A lot
There's
of
a
memes I saw from that.
there's also memes of saying like Princess Diana's like kicking his ass up in heaven right now.
Yeah, dude should probably as soon as he got up there, hitting him with like the purse and shit. Fucking.
Dude, I bet. Oh, I have a funny story of
Oh yeah, please share.
so Intel announced that they're coming out with a new AI software for like online gaming,
Okay,
and it's called Bleep. And what it's supposed to do is kind of like cut down on the toxicity you experience like while playing games.
interesting.
So it has a couple options. So how it works first of all is it listens to the audio and then it has like these filters that it can like detect like what's being said, and depending on what options you place, like it can like either like dampen what's being said, like
Sure.
or just like get rid of some things altogether. So there's a button to like get rid of the N word altogether. Just like whenever it hears the N word, just like you don't hear that. But
Good.
the rest of them, there's a bunch of like sliders. So that's how it works. So there's categories like misogyny, LGBTQ
Oh my
hate,
god.
racism, sexually explicit language, like white nationalism, xenophobia, and there's sliders for all these categories, as in like, so do you want like none of it, do you want a little bit of this, or do you
Dude,
want like all of
turn
it?
it all the way up, man. What the fuck?
I think it's so funny that like you can like create your perfect like cocktail of like what you want.
That's so weird, dude. People are like, yeah, I want to keep all of the misogyny or something, right? And then
Yeah.
turn the rest of them down, or like, I still want the your mom jokes. Like, how do I get
Yeah,
that setting?
it's like
Like,
I don't want no N word, but like I don't like the Mexicans, so like keep
what
that
the
in.
fuck,
Basically, you
dude?
could like it's just like if you're racist or to like a certain race, or you want to hear if you're like don't like women, you could like bring that up. So I don't
So do
think
you?
it's
What's the proper response to mute them all, or not mute any of them, or just leave it the way that they're proposing? I mean, I think the way they're doing it, the reason they're doing it is because it's hard to filter all of it out, and you don't want to lose like words or sentences that are meaningful, but maybe share similar like arrangement as other profane phrases.
hmm
Like they could say the same words, but in a different way, I guess, where it's not a negative impact on somebody, right?
people are gonna have to get creative now.
Yeah.
There might I don't know. I like the idea. Like this is good. I feel, especially if like because you played like Call of Duty. You've been on those COD
Yeah.
lobbies.
Yeah.
Gets intense. It's a
Yeah, they can get. I mean, you just meet that person. Usually, that's the best route. Is just
yeah. No, that's
turn that
true.
one person off, and then
That's
I don't
true
know.
though. I feel like that's a fix in itself. You don't want to hear him, then just like
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the whole party is gonna be saying that shit, right? Like,
Right.
Just turn off the one person.
But I think they're. I like the idea, but you could see where like where the holes in the logic are. You know.
Yes.
And I
They
and
could
I
just change the words a little bit or something, right? Like,
yeah. But I thought the sliders are really funny. That's like you could just like.
bro, I licked your mom's fudge last night. It was so good. Like, oh, that slipped through. I don't know. Sorry,
Probably
guys.
though. Kids are really creative nowadays.
Yeah.
They say things that I don't even know what it means.
Yeah. Dude, same.
Where are we getting old?
I hope not. Maybe.
I think it's if I once I get older, I think I'd be okay with not knowing like what a lot of words mean because like whatever, like I'll talk the way I want to talk, but I would like to stay current with technology,
Hmm.
like as an older person, because I don't want because like my grandpa, I had to help him like put on his like hook up his AirPods or like
Damn.
yeah, and he was so confused. I was trying to teach him how to do it in case like they disconnect or whatever. And
Yeah.
he was like ready to cry. He was just like not
Bro.
having it. He was like, "This is too hard." And I'm like, "Grandpa, just watch me." I was like kind of getting low key frustrated. I was like, "Grandpa," I told him I was like, "Grandpa, it's not that hard. Like, watch me." He's like, "Okay, mijo."
He's like, don't patronize me, bro. Dude, I know.
But
You better get like a VR set or something. I feel like that's the next way technology's going.
for my grandpa,
Yeah, for your grandpa, dude.
you have a heart attack. Give him another heart attack.
Get him some VR. What do you think he would play in VR? What would be his game?
Dude, he would just go on that VR chat thing where you could pick like a character and you could like talk to people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could
Damn.
see that. He would just be like, "Hey," he just like talk to people.
What character would he pick, you think?
Would he pick?
Yeah.
Dang, probably like the little Mexican mouse from Looney Tunes.
Oh, shit.
The one with the
That's
big
a good
sombrero.
that's a good one. I like that mouse.
That mouse is cool. What would
Um,
your character be? There's so many. How does it work? Like, do you just choose any character?
yeah, I think you just upload like a 3D model and then that's your tune.
Oh man, there's so many. I wonder if scale like is an issue. Like everything would have to be scaled down. Like everyone have to be like similar size. You think?
Same size. I mean, you could make yours shorter than this. Like the scale's like this tall, right? You can make yours like shorter or something. But there's probably a max like height and width for the characters.
Dang. What would you do? Do you know? It doesn't have to be like. What's one character that you would do? It's not saying like this is like the only character you would pick.
Dude, I'd want to pick something like I think Shrek would be a pretty cool one.
I
You could you
you
could do
could do
like
Deadpool.
SpongeBob. Deadpool would be sick.
I could
You
see
could
you
do
as a
like
Deadpool.
SpongeBob or like Patrick or something.
Yeah, there are some good ones. I saw like a. It's really funny when they're like, they don't act like their character at all. Like I saw like a Winnie the Pooh that was acting like so ratchet.
Yeah,
Those are hilarious.
that would be sick.
I feel like I would be like. I've been really into DC comics lately. I've been reading a lot of them. Well, not
Okay.
like reading the comics, but like reading reviews on the comics, so I kind of know what's going on. Nightwing would be pretty cool. He's
Nightwing would be sick.
yeah,
Uh, the Flash would be pretty cool too.
yeah. Shazam is.
Shazam.
I got into Shazam because the movie was really good. I feel like that's the best DC movie
Yeah, that's a
that they
good one.
have.
Are they making a second one? I thought they were.
I think they left it on a cliffhanger that they could do that.
Yeah, I thought they were like filming one. I thought I read somewhere, but
After I saw that movie, like, damn, I need to get like a Shazam shirt. Like,
like
I
that's
don't,
my idol, bro. I love Shazam.
I don't get many graphic tees, but I feel like superhero graphic tees are always cool. Like the ones that
Yeah.
just have like the symbol. Like,
Oh,
I like
okay.
those.
All right, I see you.
I had a cool black Spider-Man one, but then I threw up on that one.
When did you throw up on it?
You remember?
Oh, oh yeah. I thought about that. And I was like, nah, it wasn't that time. And I was
Yeah, it was that time. It was. I was
Nice.
so sad. I was just like, I looked at it like, no, this is my favorite shirt.
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, I didn't even have time to be sad about it. I was like, oh, my mom's gonna be here in 15 minutes.
Dude, now she knows.
I rushed. No, she doesn't. I'm being very. I threw up because I was sick. I had bad
Oh
chorizo.
yeah, sure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
totally, bro. I'll have to. I'll tell that story some other time.
Right.
I'll put it on private. I was like, all right, guys, this is a private
Oh,
one.
okay. Just the behind the scenes.
Yeah, after
You could
dark.
sell it as an NFT.
That's a good one.
There you go.
$30 for this great
30
story.
bucks. Nice.
That was,
Goddamn.
that was a good night. That was fun.
Yeah, that chorizo was really good. I don't know why you got sick from it though.
Best chorizo. Do you remember? So before like our friends like that night before our friends like came over, I don't know why we were so dumb. Remember when they were gonna go to the beach and we wanted to play a prank on them and just be like, oh yeah, we'll meet you there, and we were gonna like ride our bikes to the beach.
What?
Yeah, dude. I don't know why. They were not gonna go yet. They were gonna go in like 30 minutes or something, and we were like, okay, like we're gonna go get ready at our house, and then we went to our house. We were like, bro, how funny would it be if we just rode our bikes to the beach and we like
What
beat
the
them
fuck?
there, and we were just like posted up there with our bikes, and our bikes are cool too because we had the lights on the wheels, right?
Right.
And then we're like, oh, bro. You were like, yeah, let's do it. And then so we got our bikes, we started riding, but then we couldn't even get over
We
like
didn't.
the hump.
We didn't make it.
No, it was so
Yeah.
out of breath and so sweaty. And they were like, I, I think I caved in. I was like, no, let's just go back.
Did we drive there after? Or?
Yeah, we drove for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
And I think we were even late. So
Right.
we did the
'Cause-
opposite. We were supposed to get there first.
Yeah, that was. I don't know why you thought of that idea. That's such a bad idea.
Hey, but you didn't say no. You went along with it.
I thought it was my idea. That's why I said that. I was trying to
Oh.
blame it on you, but
I don't remember whose idea it was. I wouldn't doubt it though.
either way,
I'm always down. I feel like maybe it was your idea because I'm always down. I won't say no.
right.
But you would
And then
if
you'll
I had a
get
bad idea.
yeah. You'll get into it, and then you'll be like, "Damn, this was a mistake. Like, why am I doing this?" But then you won't say anything. You'll just keep going.
I think because I know you were tired too. We were both tired, and
Yeah.
then I think I was like trying to let you off soft, like let you down soft. I was like, man, I'm tired. Like let's just go back. I like blamed it on me, but I knew both of us wouldn't get there.
Right.
So
No,
it's like-
I'm glad you did that. I'm pretty stubborn sometimes, so it helps to not be the first one to say no.
I will always say no. Actually, no, that's not true.
What?
Yes. All right. Did you want to? I actually have a good story for I could have done that better.
Oh, do it. I was gonna use someone else for my story today. It's a story you've heard already, but I think it's related to the picture in the background.
Oh, perfect. I love
Yeah.
it when they're linked together. Oh, I think I know which one it is.
Yeah.
I love this story.
Yeah.
Okay. Do
You
you
can
want
go
me to
first,
go first?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. I'm gonna tell the audience what we're about to do.
Okay.
So this segment, our ending segment, is called "I Could Have Done That Better." It's basically we talk about a funny or embarrassing story that happened to us or someone we know. We talk about it, and at the end, we debrief and say how that person or we could have done that thing better if we could have done it again.
Yes.
Yes. And my story is from when I was a camp counselor at this like tech camp. Yeah, so basically I was just teaching these kids how to make like YouTube videos and stuff for this camp. It was pretty sweet. They would like I would go to like San Diego or like Santa Barbara. I did it in Irvine, so they would like pay for me to like go to these places and teach about YouTube. So it was pretty fun. Kids were pretty cool. This one was in Santa Barbara of last year. So I was an overnight counselor, so I would stay there overnight, and I would have like on and off days to take care of the kids after like everyone left, and the kids who got to stay overnight, the counselors would like take care of them and do activities with them. But that night was my off night, and I was like, it was a rough day, so I was like really glad it was my off night. I was like, oh. So I was in my room. I remember just like taking off everything. Like I was beat. I was gonna watch like Stranger Things and then go right to bed. So I was like in my chon-chons, just watching Stranger Things in my bed, and I hear a knock at my door, and I'm like, what the heck? It's my off night. And then so I go into the little peephole, and I see this kid. I know him. He's in my class, and he knows where my door is because he always be asking me questions. And we'll call him Carl. And so I'm like, oh, he's like, hey, my camp name. We had to give ourselves camp names. They couldn't know our real name, so mine was Loki. He's like, Loki, and I'm like, oh, dang it, Carl. Like, yeah, give me a second. So I had to like get dressed because I was like freaking in the nude. And then so I go out and I'm like, hey, Carl, what's up? And he's like, I got locked out of my dorm room. I was like, oh, okay, well, why did you just like knock? Like, cause they have like partners, so he has someone in there. I'm like, oh, just knock on the door and he'll open it for you. He's like, no, I knocked on the door, but he won't come out. And then I'm like, okay. And then so I go to the door, and his campmate, we'll call him Simba. He had a really cool name, but we'll call him Simba. And then so I'm knocking on the door, like, hey, Simba, like, just knocking on the door, like, just a little bit. I'm not trying to make a ruckus because like this whole row is like full of kids, like in the next room. I don't want to wake them up, and it's like 10 o'clock. And I'm like, Simba, and he's not opening the door. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I'm like, dude, it's my off night. Like, where are the other camp counselors who are supposed to like be watching these kids?
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, Simba, and he's not like opening the door. I'm like, damn, this is so weird. But I didn't think anything was wrong. I think I also heard that he's like a heavy sleeper, but I didn't think he was like this heavy of a sleeper. And I was like slowly like hitting it a little harder. Like, I want to get back to watching Stranger Things, like Simba, and I'm calling his name, doesn't answer. I'm like, damn. And I'm like, all right, come on, Carl, let's go. And we're looking for the other camp counselors, and they're just like chilling in the room. They're like on their phones.
Yeah.
And, like, I go in kind of annoying, like, hey, like Carl got locked out of his room. He's like, oh damn. And he's like, oh, okay. Did you try knocking on his door? Like, I'm like, yeah, I did. Like, that's where I came from. Of course, I went to go knock at his door. Like, oh, I was like, all right, well, they're wondering, and then they there's like an office across campus where like they give like extra keys and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, like the camp had a rule where you had to, whenever a student was involved, like a single student, there only had to be a rule of 3. So there had to be like 3 people with the student.
See.
So they're like, okay, well, he, like, you and it, like, we'll just stay here. So the 2 camp counselors, like, we'll stay here with him and you go get the key. And I'm like, oh, it's my off night. But I'm just like, damn, whatever. I'll just go do it as long as like it gets done. So I go across campus, and it's not that close. So it takes me like 10 minutes to get there, and I'm there. I'm like, hey, like, I need the key. He's like, oh, they're talking to me, and they're like, okay, so where is he? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, he needs to be here. Like, the kid, he needs to sign off on something. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, no. And I was trying to get like them to like just give it to me. And they're like, no, sorry, it's protocol. I'm like, so I walk back, and I'm like, now I gotta bring Carl with me. And now it's like double, like, it's gonna be so long. So I go back, and the counselors are still there. And then they're like, oh, like, what happened? Like, Carl needs to come with me. And they're like, oh, really? And then they're like, oh, and they're trying to think of other ways. And then they're telling me, like, so what do you think we should do? They're asking me. And then that's where I put my foot down. It's like, I don't know, but I'm going back to my room because today is my off night, and like, this is your guys' problem now. And then they're like, oh no, you're right, because they had their off night yesterday, and I had like a really long day. And I was like, and there's 2 of them, like, they could figure it out. And I was like, all right, so I'm gonna go back to my room. And then instead of like taking Carl to the freaking like office, they're like, oh, let's just go knock on his door one last time before we have to like take him over there.
Yeah.
And then so I was so curious on how this whole thing was going to end up. So when I go back to my room, I'm like standing by my door, and I'm like listening. And then so they're walking to freaking Simba's room, and they're like knocking on his door. They're like, Simba, first slowly, like really lightly, and then a little harder. Like, Simba, they're like banging it with their fists now. And then it stops, and then freaking one of the camp counselors, who's like a big guy, he freaking like tried to bust it with his foot. He like kicks it in. And I learned the next day that like he hit it so hard that it was like ajar for a second. Like, he saw through and he freaking saw like Simba sleeping in the room. So they knew he was in there. So he hit it like so hard that it like cracked open a little bit before
Oh
it like
my
closed.
gosh, dude, just sleeping,
Yeah. And
bro.
they talked to Simba the next morning, like during breakfast, like, bro, you didn't hear us? And then Simba was just like, no, like I didn't hear you guys at all.
Oh my god,
But literally everyone in the hall, all the kids were talking about it. Like they were freaking scared
dude.
that he was about to break down this door.
He's just
Uh,
snoozing, probably having dreams about whatever, dude.
Must be nice.
Dude, that's wild.
But
That's dangerous, bro.
it is. Imagine if there was a fire or something.
Dude, anything like you're that's it. You're gone. You're sleeping.
At least he like, dude, that's a good way to go. Just in your sleep. Just,
Yeah,
like,
totally.
great way. But yeah, if I was annoyed, but if I could have done that better, nah, I probably would have stuck it. Like, what I would have tried to help even more instead of just been like, I'm going back to my room. But
Really? You would have helped more?
I think so. I think I would just like be. It was late by that time. It was like 11. I had to get up early. If you're off that night, then you have to get up. Like you're the one who wakes them up early the next morning, and the people who were on that night get to sleep in a little bit. So I knew I had to get up early the next day. So I was just like, I don't know. I felt kind of bad afterwards for like giving up after that.
That's
But
fine, dude. They figured it out.
they figured it out.
I would have taken my sleep too. Screw that. There's two of them. They could walk down there.
Seriously. And then I think I just felt a little bad just because like Carl was in my class, but it's all fair. It's all good. But
Yeah, he trusted you, and you're like, here, just take the child.
exactly. I think that's why, because he came to my door. He knows where everyone has their name on their doors,
Right.
but he like came to my door. And
Oh,
I was like,
damn,
oh,
bro.
Carl.
How could you do that to them?
I have a bunch of stories about Carl. He was an interesting
Oh.
character. I'll have to bring up more.
I think I remember you telling me that actually when it happened. Yeah,
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 that camp was really fun. A lot of funny things happened there.
that's cool.
But yeah, well, what's your story? I
Oh,
love the story.
You want to hear my story?
Yeah.
All right. So my story is about one of my friends. So, we were camping up in Yosemite Mountains. So like behind me, I think that's Yosemite. There was about four of us, four or five, and it was a good trip. We, when we go camping, we usually don't rent like a spot. A lot of people rent like a tent campground or something, right? In Yosemite where you can go and park. We'll just get like a bear box and then go up into the mountain a little bit and like hang a hammock or pitch a tent up there, kind of off the beaten path. And so one of the route that I picked, it was kind of like it wasn't super long, but it was steep uphill. So it took a lot of effort to get up there, and we wanted to get like at the very top so we could have a really nice view, the next day. And so this is the second time we were actually at this spot. The first time we went the longer route, but it was much more shallow. And then this time we took the shorter route, but it was much more steep. And the whole time I'm like telling everybody stay hydrated, make sure everybody's drinking water and like eating and stuff. And most people were listening to my advice, and then one dude was like, nah, like I'm not that thirsty, like I'm not gonna drink water right now. I'm not really hungry, I'm not gonna eat. So I'm like, all right, dude, like it's a long hike, it's gonna be hot, you're gonna need this. So we get basically at the top of the mountain, and like we're literally right there, like I don't know, 50 more feet, and we would have been at the crest and then on to the other side. But then this dude that wasn't drinking water, my friend, I'll call him Philip after Prince Philip for this example. So he just decided like, oh, dude, I can't do it, and he started like puking and like getting super hot and sweaty, and he decided to just like lay on a rock, and he just laid on his back on a rock, and he's just like cooking under the sun. I'm like, dude, that's not helping your like heat stroke, bro. So he's
Like a
just
freaking
there.
lizard, dude.
Yeah, he's like roasting under the sun like a lizard. I'm like, bro, we gotta make it. We're almost there. And he's like, nah, just leave me. Just like let me die here. Like, bro, I'm not gonna leave your ass on the mountain. And so two of my friends go over the mountain. They set up the camp. I'm chilling with this dude, and then like it's starting to get dark, so I'm like, oh, we need to get over there and get set up and everything, and we're like out of water too, so
Damn.
so the two guys that go forward, they go to get water, and then I go back to get like his stuff, right? So I go back, get his stuff, and then I drag his ass with me like over the mountain, and we're all fine. But I'm like, bro, you just needed to stay hydrated a little bit, like eat some
Seriously.
food.
So it was, yeah, I feel like even if you like, it's too late at that point. Like he was already like in bad shape when he was cooking. Like even if you
Yeah,
got some water in him, like I don't know if it would have helped.
he
Like,
should have been doing it from the start. I think he would have been a little bit better off.
what did he eat all day? Like, what was his?
Dude, nothing.
Oh,
Dude, he's like a bird. Like you can't. He
did
eat some trail mix or something, but that's it.
yo, you burned so many calories up there just hiking in general, and then it sounded like it was a steep mountain too. So
They probably just thought the Adderall would carry him up the
superpower.
mountain. Ah,
Dude, I love that story. I could just imagine because I know what friend it is. It's just like pale dude. I can just imagine him just like on the rock.
ah.
He
Vomiting,
says
like,
he says leave him like that. You guys are just gonna just keep
yeah,
on going.
like, all right, we're gonna have a nice trip, bro. I'll see you in the hospital later. Like, what the fuck?
You should have left him just to see, and then like recorded his reaction to see.
How would you leave? What the fuck? I don't know. It was funny. I figured I'd share it. Yeah.
And that's where we'll end episode 10 of Poke the Oak
Whoa, episode
podcast.
10?
Yeah, we got those double digits,
Man,
baby.
hell yeah.
Yeah, and next week we actually have a special guest, our friends from Lift Chill Eat, who are personal trainers and have their own Instagram. They're going to be on the pod next week. They have a show
Okay.
coming up, so we're going to be talking about like their show prep and just kind of like all things fitness. So if you're into that, stay tuned. If you're not into that,
Sick.
stay tuned anyway. You might learn something.
Oh, it's gonna be a sick show.
It's going to be fun. We'll be in the studio for that one, so it'll be cool. Get some good good vibrations, bro.
The
Yeah.
vibes, bro.
Yeah, they're cool people, so it'll be fun. All right, guys. That's where we'll end it. Don't forget to keep on submitting those questions to our email for what I could have done that better, so we could read them on the show. Um, it's a little ghosty in our email, so don't forget. We'll get them. Don't worry. I can't wait for
Yeah.
when that happens.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get them.
Hell yeah. All right,
Hell
guys. That's where we're gonna end it. We'll talk to you next week. Peace
Peace
out.
out.